Today we're talking about miking electric guitar amps. We're going to start with the single mic technique. We're going to get into multiple mics later. Starting with this Vox AC 30, which is one of my favorite guitar amps. You can use any amp, of course, it doesn't matter, your choice. My chosen microphone is the Shure SM57, which is one of the most common microphones in the world. It's very inexpensive, and it only costs about $90. It's usually the go-to mic that gets used for guitar amps more than any other mic. There's a lot of other choices, but this is kind of the most common. For some reason, it complements most guitar amps quite well. There's not that much to it. Basically, you want to point the mic at the amp and not away from the amp. There's two speakers in this, two 12-inch speakers. I'm using the off-axis technique a little bit here. You can put it directly. It doesn't make that much difference. I mean, there's a little difference in tone, and you'd have to play with it to see what actually you like better. I usually prefer the off-axis. I'm not really sure why. If you want an edgier tone, you'd want to move it away from the speaker a little bit. You don't get as much proximity effect. If you put it real close, it gets sort of a warmer sound, scooping the upper mid-range out a little bit. Lots of different mics you could pick. Depending on what you have in your microphone arsenal, you might want to go through a few different types. The condensers are going to give you more of a hi-fi sound. If you want a warmer sound, a more round and not as edgy sound, you might want to use a ribbon, like a Royer 121 or something like that. We used to change the sound when we used to record analog, and some of you maybe still do record analog, in which case it is quite important. If you really push tape hard, you get a bit of a compression effect, and that can actually be advantageous for a guitar sound. Nowadays, most people are recording digital, and it doesn't really matter, no matter what gain setting, as long as you set your preamp so it's not distorting, and you're not in the red, it's going to sound pretty much the same. I'll ask a guitar player to play the loudest thing he can possibly play, and then set it so it's just a few dB under full scale, under going into the red. That'll work fine. And if it's a bit lower than that, it's not really going to make a whole lot of difference.